What's up, Asia? It's your girl, Sheryl. Of course I heard the announcement. Listen, I just want to say from a former 22 to another 22, congratulations.
When you look at other athletes who have or are getting their own signature shoes, and Asia getting hers, and I know it's going to be good because it's Asia.
I love the way she dropped it. Iconic. Iconic with the sweatshirt.
Her apostrophe is a swoosh. I recorded a video and sent it to her because it was like, I don't know if I ever thought that I would be seeing this. In a way, I kind of felt like I was passing the torch.
Yes.
And not only being the first woman, but being the first Black woman. And for Asia to be only the second Black woman to get her own signature shoe is,
It's thanks to you.
The hypocrisy is striking. Aja Wilson kept her secret for 2 years, and now Sheryl Ford is praising her for it. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark faced backlash for her Nike deal. It's clear that there's a double standard at play. Aja Wilson gets to keep secrets and receive praise, while Caitlin Clark is scrutinized for her achievements. The fake outrage and manipulation are obvious. Let's break down the bias and hypocrisy.
they've always been the brand company that thinks outside of the box. And I always say somebody had to be the first. And I was blessed enough and lucky enough that I got to be the first.
Sheryl Ford is trying to play nice now, congratulating Aja Wilson on her Nike shoe, but let's not forget how she treated Caitlin Clark last season like a nobody. We remember Sheryl. We remember the disrespect and the shade. Don't think a simple congratulatory post can erase all that.
What? 20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
crazy.
5.6
those are hell of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not dominating.
Yeah, it's only not dominating because she's a rookie.
Now,
if she's putting up numbers like Asia right now, would she be dominating?
yes.
So it's a
Let's be real. Aja Wilson knew her Nike shoe was in the works. She had the contract locked down, but did she intervene when Caitlin Clark faced backlash over her own shoe deal? Nope. Aja sat back, sipped her tea, and watched the drama unfold, never once speaking up to say, "Hey, my shoe is coming too." She let the controversy simmer, and now it's her turn in the spotlight. Next voice. Caitlin Clark burst onto the scene, signing the largest rookie shoe deal in WNBA history. The internet erupted, with people demanding justice for Aja and asking where her shoe deal was. Meanwhile, Aja likely sat back, texting her friends, "I'll see this." The real mad, huh? As the internet stormed Nike headquarters, some poor intern probably spilled their iced coffee while Aja remained calm, knowing her own shoe deal was already in the works.
Aja Wilson was oddly silent, but complicit. All right, why was she complicit? Because, well, she knew she was getting a signature shoe for 2 years, and she let Caitlin Clark take all that hate.
Nike dropped the Aja Wilson shoe, and instead of people apologizing for doubting her, they doubled down, claiming Caitlin Clark still didn't deserve her deal. And lurking in the shadows, co-signing the drama, was Sheryl Ford. Aka Sheryl hater Supreme Swoopes. She was probably nodding in agreement, fueling the controversy.
How could they give Caitlin a shoe before they give Asia one? Oh, how could they do this? How could they treat Asia like this? 2-time MVP at the time, just before she even won the damn third one. They is wrong for doing this. You want to know what?
Let's talk about Sheryl Ford. Last season, she downplayed Caitlin Clark's record-shattering performances. But now, she's congratulating Aja Wilson on her shoe deal. Aja isn't innocent either. She knew what was happening and could have spoken up, but she let the internet roast Caitlin instead. In the end, both got their shoe deals, and Nike got free promo from the drama. The real MVP is the internet, which turned one shoe deal into a conspiracy theory. Respect to the commitment to drama.
Her own signature shoe. There you go. Anybody. I want the Aja Wilson. Who? What? Yeah, she's some WNBA player. Who? No, she's one of the all-time greatest players ever. Why? Who?
Roster spots. Like, it's a real job. So people look at new players coming in, whether that's out of college, players who've been overseas, and they look at that and say, "Oh, you trying to come take my job?" Like, nah, it's not going to be that easy. So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now immediately? Absolutely not.
Nike's handling of their top female athletes has been raising eyebrows. Aja Wilson, the dominant Las Vegas Aces star, finally got her signature shoe, the Nike own, but the celebration was overshadowed by drama and debates. 1. It seems Nike prioritized Wilson's signature shoe over Caitlin Clark's, despite Clark's massive popularity and record-breaking rookie season 2. This move has led to accusations of Nike pretending Caitlin doesn't exist and sparked backlash, especially after Clark was conspicuously absent from Nike's latest women's basketball commercial 3. The controversy has also brought Sheryl Swoopes into the spotlight, with some accusing her of being overly protective of Wilson while dismissing Clark's achievements. The situation has left many fans feeling frustrated and confused about Nike's strategy and commitment to their female athletes.
Oh, that's right. I didn't hear Caitlin Clark's name. That's why we don't jump for joy when Nike does one good thing. Oh, one good thing. Nike's Nike at the end of it. There's a reason why their stock has been... We'll throw the voiceover in of you saying Caitlin Clark and everybody will be happy, right? Everybody will be happy, right? I mean, at the end of the day, everybody cheered because we had a little Caitlin Clark cameo on a commercial. So this should be enough. So this is what they ended up doing with Caitlin Clark.
You want to know what I'm selling? Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. I know you want a tee.
Okay.
Nike.com. You.
Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. I know you want a tee. Nike. I was born that night. I was. I woke up today. I saw this. I checked my birth certificate just to make sure. Yeah, I was born at night. Not last night, Nike. Not last night.
A'ja Wilson, the self-proclaimed face of the league, is under scrutiny. Her legacy is being questioned, but not because of any scandal. Nope, it's simply because she exists in the same era as Caitlin Clark. The irony? Caitlin is being blamed for A'ja's reputation taking a hit. People act like Caitlin masterminded A'ja's downfall, twirling her mustache in a dark room. Reality check. Caitlin just hooped and existed. Now, people are looking at Caitlin like she's responsible for Nike's mistakes. Was she supposed to personally ensure she was included in Nike's ad? Newsflash. Caitlin's job is to dominate on the court, not manage Nike's marketing.
Sheryl Swoopes' hatred for Caitlin Clark is just weird at this point. No disrespect to one of the GOATs, because Sheryl Swoopes is one of the greatest women's basketball players of all time, hands down, ain't no ifs, ands, or but about it. But for whatever reason, she do not mess with Caitlin Clark at all. And Sheryl Swoopes is coming for anybody who has anything to say about it.
For people out there that don't think Caitlin Clark is the reason and the driving force behind the WNBA, I don't know how many times I have to say this. She just got the most votes for a WNBA player compared to A'ja Wilson last year. And here it is right here. Caitlin Clark had 735,000 votes compared to A'ja Wilson last year with 95,000. How can anyone sit here and say that Caitlin Clark is not the driving force behind the W? It's at this point, I feel like I'm sounding like a broken record.
The WNBA is scrambling, acting like they just discovered basketball exists. They've been begging for viewers, and now that Caitlin Clark has brought in millions, they're overwhelmed. A'ja Wilson is looking around, wondering why she's no longer considered the GOAT. Newsflash, being the best means moving the game forward, and Caitlin Clark has done just that. Sheryl Swoopes is gatekeeping greatness, sounding like an out-of-touch grandma whenever Caitlin's name comes up. The WNBA has evolved, and instead of celebrating progress, Cheryl's stuck in the past.
Hey, voice over it.
Selling Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark.
She's not.
I know you want a tee.
Okay.
She's not even talking. Like she's silent, and two, it's a voiceover.
Selling Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. I know you want a tee.
Okay.
So someone edited that in post-production. They put a voiceover. They made her send him through voicemail with the Caitlin Clark parts to appease us. Hey, that's hilarious.
Sheryl Swoopes, you beautiful, actually not so beautiful. You tell us that, well, Caitlin Clark used an extra year. She didn't. Shoots 40 times a game. She didn't. Sheryl Swoopes is among the dumbest people ever and one of the most talented ever. Really, if you look at Sheryl Swoopes' basketball history, she certainly should be considered among the greats. But all that goes away when you're inherently...
The double standard is real. If Caitlin Clark had uttered one negative word, she'd be dragged for weeks. But A'ja Wilson can take subtle shots and everyone's like, oh, she's just passionate. No, A'ja's just mad. Mad if the conversation isn't about her anymore.
This is what people don't want to forget to understand. Caitlin Clark is not just leading the country in scoring. She's leading the country in assists. So before people shit on her and say all she does is shoot the ball, she actually is the one dishing the ball too. She placed a record last week, and everyone is congratulating her. You name the person They are congratulating her. Starting with the woman whose record she broke, Kelsey Plum, Angel Reese, Tom Brady, Calvert Chaney, Brittany Griner, Gus Johnson, Zach Edey, Dame Lillard, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Jackie Stiles, Alex Morgan, a U.S. soccer player, Billie Jean King, Barack Obama, the former president of the United States, Pat McAfee, Magic Johnson, Dawn Staley. These are just some of the names that I found that actually congratulated her publicly for what she did, for that accomplishment. No, they